In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 9 habits that are keeping most people fat, depressed, and unhappy with their body. My name is Tommy Nugent. I've coached hundreds of clients to be able to lose 20, 40, or even 100 pounds. And when it comes to fat loss, people think it's a process of addition. They need to add a perfect workout program. They need to add a perfect sleep schedule. They need to add a perfect nutrition plan. But the truth is, the process of elimination is always going to yield better results. And I always tell my clients, when it comes to fat loss, if you're not able to stick with something for the rest of your life, there's no point in doing it in the first place, because most people who lose a significant amount of weight end up gaining it all back. So when it comes to habits, if you're not able to eliminate them for the rest of your life and or stick with them, then there's no point in doing it in the first place. So my friends, let's get into today's video. Habit number 1 keeping most people fat is over-consuming soda and sugary drink. You can easily add 500, 600, 700, 1,000 calories to your daily intake if you're not careful. The problem with these drinks is not only are they filled with sugar, but they're also filled with calories, and these calories are completely empty. I've had clients who have been able to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds by simply replacing their Starbucks that's filled with sugar with a black coffee and replacing their soda with a 0 sugar, 0 calorie alternative. And one of the things that I've noticed whenever I'm overindulging on sugar is my body will naturally crave more of it, and I'll consume more calories and more sugar throughout the day, because sugar is really one of the most addictive things in this world. If you want to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life, replace the soft drinks with 0 calorie alternatives. Habit number 2 keeping most people fat is a sedentary lifestyle. Everybody knows to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you consume on a daily basis, but this is very difficult if your lifestyle is inactive. Not only are you going to increase your chances of metabolic issues as well as cardiovascular disease if you live a sedentary lifestyle, but it's also going to be a lot more difficult for you to lose weight. When it comes to exercise, it's very important to find something that you enjoy and find something that you can do for as long as possible. Personally, I would recommend weightlifting, because the more muscle you build, the more calories that you're going to burn throughout the day, and this is going to help you achieve an aesthetic look. If lifting weights isn't something that you particularly enjoy, then I would just recommend increasing your step count. When it comes to people who are overweight, it's often people who work at the office, who are sat at a desk all day, because you're not burning too many calories throughout the day and you're able to just kind of snack while you're working. So people just end up consuming a bunch of calories and not burning any throughout the entire day. Whenever it's possible, choose to walk instead of taking a car or calling an Uber. And if you want to start lifting weights so that you can get an aesthetic body but you have no idea where to start, links in the description to apply to work directly one-on-one with me. Habit number 3 is eating low volume, high calorie foods. These are the foods that are very high in calories but oftentimes lack essential nutrients. Whenever you eat these foods, you're going to feel unsatisfied and your body is just going to crave more. And if these are the foods that you're consuming on a daily basis, it's going to be very easy for you to gain weight over time. Make sure you're choosing foods that are high in volume and low in calories, and oftentimes these are foods that have the essential nutrients that your body needs to perform optimally. Oftentimes when people are trying to lose weight, they try to eat less food, but that's actually a wrong approach, because the number 1 problem when people are on their weight loss journey is feeling hungry. And the way that you can feel less hungry is by eating foods that are high in volume and low in calories. Habit number 4 that's keeping most people fat is changing their diet on a daily basis. The people who have the best physiques are the people who have been the most consistent over the longer period of time, and the reason they have been able to be consistent is because they're eating the same foods every single day. Whenever I go out to eat at a restaurant, that is the only time that my diet really switches, but every single other day that I'm at home, I'm eating the same meals, and this is going to make grocery shopping easier. You're going to save money, you're going to be able to make more money because you have less decision fatigue, and it's just going to make the process of losing weight that much easier. Find 3 to 4 meals that you can stick with on a daily basis that are easy to meal prep them, and stick with them. And once you start to do this, your body is going to stop craving all of the that most people are eating on a daily basis. Habit number 5 keeping most people fat is eating too quickly. If you're eating too quickly and you're not taking time to properly digest your food, it's going to take you much longer to feel full. One of the things that I'll have my clients do if they're serious about losing weight is to avoid distracting themselves while they're eating, by watching TV, by watching YouTube videos, and fully being present in their meal and eating it as slowly as possible. By simply eating slower and being more conscious when you are eating, it's going to be much easier for you to regulate your calories. Habit number 6, keeping most people fat, is not getting enough fiber. Fiber is going to be one of your best friends during your weight loss journey because it's going to help you feel fuller for longer. It also plays a very important role in stabilizing your blood sugar and cholesterol levels as well. The Institute of Medicine recommends about 38 grams per day for men and 25 grams per day for women. My personal favorites for making sure I'm getting enough fiber on a daily basis are things like sweet potatoes, raspberries, blackberries, apples, oats, quinoa, brown rice, or even almonds. Habit number 7 that's keeping most people fat is emotional stress eating. A lot of times when people are struggling with their weight, they're not eating because they're full, they're eating because it makes them feel better. And we all have different ways of escaping. For some people, it's porn. For some people, it's cigarettes. For some people, it's drugs. And for other people who struggle with their weight, it's often food. The problem with using food as a coping mechanism is it can often create a cycle of unhealthy habits, and this more than oftentimes results in overconsumption of high-calorie, low nutrient foods. And the truth is, life is always going to be stressful. So if you can find different coping mechanisms to deal with this stress, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's working on your business, whether it's working on your self-improvement, instead of stuffing your face with Twinkies, McDonald's, and a bunch of other foods, then you're going to be able to use this energy in a productive way. And the good news is, if you're struggling with a form of food addiction, then you have that addiction bone in your body, but you simply just need to use this addiction in something that is constructive, like going to the gym. One of the main things that I've noticed with my clients who start to take the gym seriously is, 1, they fall in love with the process, and 2, they're able to deal with their stress and anxiety inside of the gym instead of at home on their couch eating a bunch of. And the truth is, working out and exercise isn't going to work for everybody, so you need to find different ways to deal with your stress and to deal with your anxiety that is more productive and isn't just sitting on the couch and stuffing your face with a bunch of junk food. Habit number 8, keeping most people fat, is poor sleep quality. One of the things that I've noticed with my clients that don't get enough sleep on a daily basis is their stress, their anxiety is much higher throughout the day, throughout the week, and then throughout the days and throughout the weeks, they just end up making worse decisions when it comes to their fitness, when it comes to their nutrition, and when it comes to their lifestyle in general. Not only that, but not getting enough sleep has been scientifically proven to be connected with increased cravings, especially for sugary or fatty foods. Not getting enough sleep is going to impact your mood, your cognitive function, your overall energy, and most importantly, your decisions throughout the day when it comes to your health. Sleep is like a performance enhancing drug. It's going to improve your work and how much money you make, your decisions on a daily basis, and most importantly, your weight. Habit number 9 is copying what other people do. Every time I'm scrolling on TikTok, I see a new diet or a new nutrition plan. What works for somebody else might not work for you. For example, I used to intermittent fast in the morning, so I wouldn't eat until about 1 p.m. and then I would have my last meal at about 5 p.m. Now, this would help me stay lean. It would help me stay within my calorie targets throughout the day. It would also help me just be more focused throughout the day for my work so I can make better decisions, so that I can make more money. But for some people, if they do intermittent fasting, then they're going to be so hungry for their first meal, they're going to end up binging for their lunch and for their dinner. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. The main thing when it comes to fat loss is being in a calorie deficit. So you need to try different things that will allow you to be in a calorie deficit as easy as possible. But if you're following a bunch of trends that you saw on TikTok, this is going to lead to unsustainable results. You need to personalize your plan with something that you can stick with for the rest of your life, which is the beautiful thing about working with a coach, because a coach will help you create this plan 100% custom tailored to you. Links in the description. But please remember, what works for somebody else might not work for you. If you guys have found this video helpful and you want to work directly one-on-one with me and my team to be able to lose 20, 40, or even 100 pounds, go ahead and DM me the word YouTube on Instagram. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if you are a good fit. And if you want to help other people on their weight loss journey, go ahead and comment what has worked for you when it comes to burning fat and keeping it off. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.